Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and well, today I don't have anything planned, but we need to make something. So I have got my box out that I put Leafy Landscape in from Bargain Bead Box, and we're going to take another look at it and see if I can just come up with something really quick to make. So let's turn down and we'll open the box up. Okay, I tend to put all of my things in these little boxes after a bit. Sometimes I forget and they sit here beside me for forever making a mess, but I did put everything in one of these boxes lately, and then I label it with what it is so that we know. Now what we got in Leafy Landscape is, looks like it's bronze. We've got these little pumpkins. These little pumpkins are not very pumpkin-y to me because the only one I've got that's really orange is this one. But I'm not really caring about them anyway. We have pine cones, crystals. Now one of the things I really liked were those these little leaf connectors. Aren't those cute? So I did order some extra of these so we could put these in a necklace if we wanted to. And I might do that, but first we got to decide what we want to do as far as there's a magnetic clasp that'll work nicely. There's some leaves. This is my little pendant, which I haven't decided if we want to. Oh, here's these chandeliers. These chandeliers are pretty. We could make those into something. We got some chain and jasper. You know, I have, this is mainly jasper, and that's all lovely, but I'm thinking, for some reason I was thinking this box had Unikite in it, which it obviously does not. But I had, from my new things, I had a new pendant. Here's these in case we need extra of those. This was my free gift from my last order. This is sort of cool, but these are silver and those are bronze. So unless I want to do a multi-metal, I don't have them. Let's see. Here's some more of these barrel beads, if we spacers, if we need those. What I was actually looking for was a pendant that I had ordered. Here it is. It's also silver. It's Unikite. I'll show it to you in a second. But it's not, I think those are tiger's eye and lapis and amethyst, so not what I want there. We have some other spacers if we need them. Not sure what this bronze pendant is. Let's see what this bronze pendant is. I can see it there, but I'm not sure exactly what it is. Oh, it's not copper. I mean bronze, it's copper. And it's the quartz, so it's not bronze. I was thinking it might be bronze and we could work something with it, but everything I have looks to be either copper or silver in my pendants bag here. So what I was saying was this Unikite is pretty green, so I'm not thinking it's going to match in here too well, which is sort of a pity because if these were, you know, if this had been more green in here, I think this would have been real pretty with it, though there is some green pieces in here, like where'd they go? I just had them. These green beads, which not anywhere near the Unikite color. And I was thinking there was another green bead, but maybe I'm incorrect. Anyway, I had thought that this might work with this, but it won't. It's silver, and even though the greens would look really cool, especially with these leaf pieces, I don't think so. So I think we will take our little leaf pieces here and put these back into our bag that I had those in. So I'm thinking that we could use one of these leaves, some of these leaf connectors, our toggle here. I was thinking of using this, but I would want to do some wire work on it, I think. So I don't think so, not right yet anyway. So let's get some other things out. I do have, I don't think I need it. If I need some more barrel spacers, we'll get them, but I don't think I need them. And the same with these little guys. I do have them if we need them, so let's sort of sit this sideways if we can, so we have more room here. We've got our pine cones and these fellows. Oh, there is some more green. That green is closer to our unikite that was in the box, but I'm leaning towards I'm debating if I want to paint these little leaves. I could paint them and then paint one of these as well. Then we're going to, I'm not going to use the chandeliers right now, maybe for a different project, but not this one. Get our regular round beads out. Let's see, these are the matte ones. I would rather have the, well, they don't say they're matte, but they sort of look matte, but maybe they're not. I'm going to go with this stuff here. And let's see, we want the barrel spacers out too. So let's see what we can come up with this. I'm thinking of maybe a necklace of some kind, like I say, with one of these as our focal. Come on, go down there. And we'll put the other one away. We just want the one. And I'm thinking of more of a delicate style necklace, not something really big and drastic. So I'm thinking, well, if I'm not going big and drastic, I don't want the bigger, these bigger jasper beads. But I might want what I do with the little crystals. Now for those. So I'm thinking our pendant here, and then we need some kind of a dangle off our pendant, I think. Maybe one of the little pine cones. I put those away, but we can get them back. We can get them back out. The biggest problem I'm having is that my ideas I keep thinking about, especially with this, are going to be so monochromatic because it's all brass. I mean the bronze. Because I was thinking of hooking a pine cone here and hooking these together like so. And it's just too brass. It just doesn't work for me. So we could put one of these on here. Still just too monochromatic, unless I decide to put some green on this leaf, which I could do, or on this guy. So it'd be very easy to paint these. They're very small. They're very easy. Would be very easily painted. But I'm not sure if I want to do that. I'm just not sure what I want to do with this guy. So I'm thinking or even the pine cones, if I decide to put the pine cone on here, we'll see. Let's see what we can think up for the normal length of the necklace here first. I'm thinking that we could, let's get some of these cut. I'm thinking I'll do this with like a rosary chain kind of thing with a the wire wants to stick around. Okay, I'm sort of liking that. So we'll get some more of these out. I think I'll leave one in the package so I know what this package is about. And we can just go down like these. And since these are double-sided, I can go the other direction on the other side of our necklace when we go up the other side. I love these little guys. They're so sweet. So anyway, we can just do like that and go up the line. Every other one with the light green and every other one with the darker green. So this would be light green here. And I pretty much like that. I don't know if I'm going to use this pine cone because it just, and I'm not even sure I'm going to use my leaf. I like the leaf. I think the leaf would be good, but it's just, I want something in front of it, I think, but I just don't know what. I'm not happy with the choices that we have here. So I just don't know. Like I said, I was considering painting our little guys here. And I may put this on some chain for the back end instead of making it longer. Well, to make it longer, I guess I should say, because come here, you. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could do a 5th one over here. I think there's enough to do 5 and 5. And of course, with the with our wire wraps, it's going to be longer because we're going to wire wrap these together. And I have to decide if I want to, well, I think this would be a dark one if I'm going to put it like so with a veil in between. And then it would be these little guys again going the other direction, of course. And then one, two, three, four, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We would need that last one out of here. Where did I slide it off to? It's got right here. Now we could do these as simple loops and use the looper if we wanted to, or I can use the oh, it would be the other green. Oop. So and I'm not sure how long we're going to end up being here. So I guess what I want to do is just, oops, there's another one of you guys. Decide what I'm going to use for spacers first, because I do like a spacer, so we could use these big ones for spacers, or we can use these little ones that I purchased rather than what's in the box. Here's our toggle clasp. We will be using that. Or we can use the barrels, or even these little bead caps that they provided. Let's see what these bead caps look like here. With, I think, come back here, you. Probably want it to go around the jasper. So it would definitely add some length to our piece here. So, but I think that is what we're going to do, is the jasper, the bead caps around the jasper. So we probably will not use these other beads here, so I can put those away if I want to. We need okay, so it'll be like that. Like I say, I think this is going to be Well, right there it's about would be about 14 inches. So we're either going to have to add some chain or we'll have to but as I said, with our loops and things in here, it's going to be much bigger than this. Now, I don't think I have any bronze wire. I may have to use gold, which is all right. We can use this. I think it's 20 gauge. No, it's not. It's smaller than 20 gauge, I think. I think it'll still work. Now, the question then we have to ask ourselves, do we want to wire wrap these and then put them on jump rings, or do we want to wire directly on? I'm thinking jump rings because I think it would be easier in the long run to just use Tinky Tot jump rings to hook everything all together. So I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to just sort of, have to find a bail for this guy, or I could just put him on a jump ring too. I'll have to make that decision. Maybe a double jump ring so that it's got two there. Well, we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to pull these all together, and we're going to start by wrapping up our little pieces, and then we'll hook them together. So I'm going to put these all to the side, our little leaves, and these guys. And we had two of these at the top, and two of these at the bottom, and two of these at the top. So we're just going to wrap these guys together in their bunches of, you know, the 2, 1, and the bead caps, the 2, 1, and the bead caps of these kind as well. So we just need to wrap these all up to start with. So we're going to start by just cutting a whole bunch of these little pieces of wire. This feels like it is not. It's probably 21 or 22 rather than 20, but I think it'll be all right. So I'm just going to cut a few pieces of the wire. And I think we need like 10 of them, but I'm going to just start with the 3, and we'll just do some simple loops on here, or not simple. We're going to wrap it like we would normally. So I'm going to do wrapped loops, and we'll do like 3 loops on each side here. And then we're going to trim it off. And when I get to the other side, since a lot of times I do 4 loops, but I only want 3, we want to make sure that when we bend the other side, we bend it small. Oops, didn't mean to scrunch like that. There we go. That's not in all the way. Let's be scratchy. Stop. That thing wants to slide everywhere. So anyway, we would go with one of the, it doesn't matter which one we start with, we just grab one of the little beads, a bead cap, one of the jaspers, a bead cap, and then we want to grab this same color of bead here, so we've got that one. And I'm just going to bend it the same way, and I'm just bending a tiny bend this time. So we'll wrap this one up, and after I get this one wrapped up, I'm going to sort of do these in a assembly line kind of thing by just doing the one, and then we'll go and transfer to this next one, and so on, so on. So there's our first one done, and then I'm going to, like I say, I'm just going to keep going. We're going to do well, in order to do the assembly line thing, I'm going to have to cut some more wires, but we'll do 2 more here. So 1, go round, bring her around, bring her over, straighten her up some. We want to go over, I think we're doing 3 of these, so we'll do 3. Trim the excess. Now I don't usually wrap right onto my, with why I'm using my bell making pliers, but you can, it's not an issue. The biggest issue for me is that the other bells sometimes get in the way of my wrapping, so, oops, stop. So we want now the other color, the crystal. Now both of these have sort of a goldenish I like this one, coating on them, so they are a lot similar to the other. So there's the next one. Now we just need to do its little bend and wrap it up. And I think there's going to be, well, there's going to be at least 8, if not 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. And then I have to decide if I'm going to wire wrap the 2 that are around our focal, or if I'm going to use beading wire. I'm leaning towards wrapping because I don't want to be too different down there, but who knows, we'll see. Cut this baby off, and when you're cutting your extra wire, be careful you don't cut the top of your loop or something like that. I have done that before. It's rather disheartening. There's number 2, and you can see those are the opposite ones. So these will go like this with one of our little pieces in between. And then of course another one up above and one down below. And we'll have more of these little pieces. So let's do one more, and then I'm going to cut some more wire, and we'll probably fast forward assembly line the rest of the pieces that we have to do. So we want our bend. Now this bend doesn't matter because we're going to be wrapping downwards, and everything's extra then. It's not like we're going to worry about where we're ending up at. So 1, 2, and 3. Now that one, I didn't leave a lot of extra wire, so I'm going to pull it off here, and got my loop crooked. You can see that already. So we're going to bring this down over here some, and then because I want that 3rd wrap in there, I'm going to take my other plier and move it around, bring it into place. Come here, you. I'm going to just push it over there to where I want it to be at. And this one may not even need a trim. I don't think it does. But I do definitely have my wire crooked now. See how it's more of a side loop rather than a centered, so we need to move that to center it. And it doesn't matter which group we grab, so whatever bead comes up first, which is the light green one, is the one we're going to make this loop into. So bend this the same direction as the other one with a little bend. Get our bell making pliers in there and make our loop up and around and over. Bring her down, bring her around. And now is when to take it off if you want to take it off and wrap it, you know, with pliers. I'm just gonna do it right here. This wire is thin enough that it's not giving me any flack. So now we'll cut this one off and tuck it in. So there is piece number 3. Up you would go. And we need to cut 5 more pieces of wire, because we have 5 more jasper beads here. And then we will just assembly line the rest of these little guys so that we can get them wrapped up pretty quickly. Okay, so now we need to get some bronze Tinky Tots. I know I have some here somewhere. Are these the mediums or the Tinky Tots? These are the mediums. Let's see if I have Tinky Tots of bronze. And if we do, then we'll do bronze Tinky Tots. I think they'll be big enough to, yeah, here we go. We'll see if these are big enough to do our connections. And we're going to do one side, and then we'll put together the other side, and then we'll decide how much more length we need if we want to put some chain in. Or we could even do some more of these up, because I did buy the extras. And decide how we're going to do the back and the front. Because the front, if we put it down here, we are going to want to do something with it. So let's just start connecting our little pieces together here. And so we're just going to open these little Tinky Tot jump rings on, put them on our little connector, and then put them in here. Close them up. Now I like to try and make sure that I've definitely got my jump rings closed, because we don't like them being open at all. So there is our first one together. Then we will just go up the line. And put the 4 on this side together, then we'll switch and put the 4 on the other side together. Now when you're putting these on, you want to make sure they're going the same direction as far as your links are concerned. Come on, slide over there so you're not in the way. Because even though they are double-sided, you do want them to be facing the same direction as we go up and down the side here. And see, these aren't. I've got the little leaf up on the top and down on the bottom. Now we could just keep doing that and just have the next one be, and just have them reverse each time, whichever way we want to go about it. Since I've already done that, I am going to continue to do the opposites from side to side here. So we'll get this baby going with our next one, which will be our dark green. And with the Tinky Touch, you got to be careful because they don't always want to slide into place beside each other. See how this one's fighting a little bit, but that's all right. It's going to work because it's just a matter of closing our jump ring up, because this guy has is trying to take the space for the other one spot. Did we get that closed? Yep, looks like we did. Okay, now when we put this next one on, since I did do these backwards, I want to make sure that this one is going this way, so that they're one after, you know, the opposite directions each time. So this one is heading this direction, so we want it to flip so she's going like this. But we want this leaf down. See how it's down here? So it would go like so. And then when we do the next one, we'll go the way this one is going. We have to remember to do that on the other side as well, so that it's still going back and forth. Oop, come here, baby. Now I don't damage this jump ring a little bit. See how I snagged it right here? When the pliers snapped off, it pinched a piece of the metal. So we're going to take this back off and throw it away, because it's got a little sharp spot on it, and we don't want that on our necklace. Okay. Gonna have to get that off the floor. take one of these for right now and get the one I dropped in a minute. Now we want one more connector on here. So this one, because we're going this direction, then this direction, then this direction again. Actually, they're going multiple directions here, it looks like, because even though this one is up here, it's going a different direction. So I guess I'm not going to worry about which way our little leaf is going. My original plan was just to have them go all the same direction, but I haven't been paying enough attention to them to make them do that, so we will just put this little baby on however it goes on. Now, if you do want them to go all the same direction and you really care about it, you can always, if you do the wrong direction, you can always switch it. That's a simple matter of opening them up and and switching them around. So here we go. Here's one side. The other thing is, if they're bothering you and they don't want to go the way you want them to, you can always twist your tops just a little bit to make them do what you want them to do. So there's one side. Let's measure that and see how long that one side is. So it's not quite 8. Well, actually, I guess it is probably about 8. So when we do the other side, we're going to get 16, and then we'll have to do the middle here and the connection, so we may end up with an 18-inch, 19-inch necklace by the time we're done. So we've got this side done. So now we need to start connecting this other side over here, and it will go when the one I dropped goes in here. So let's get started putting all this other side together. Okay, I just realized I didn't put the bottom two on, so let's get that done. One and two. Come on, baby, go on there. So there are our two sides. Let's measure that again, shall we? And now it's with the bottom piece on, we are at about a little over 8.5. So now we have to make a decision on how we wish to put our focal on, whether we want to it's going to go down here, and of course the toggle will go up at the top. So I have decided to make 2 more of these strands like this with the light green, and we will then hook our toggle onto those with jump rings, but I'll probably hook those on with the medium jump rings as opposed to the small, because I think they'll just be a little easier. So let's get a couple more of our jaspers out. Come on, jaspers. Where's the end? Well, there's one. There's a loose one right there, it looks like. So there's two of our jaspers. And we need two more. We have two already of these, so we do need two more of these. One more. There we go. And then we need, of course, some bead caps. Okay. Now that we have our bead caps and our beads, we need to get some more wire, do up these last two sections here. We'll hook those on with, I've got them done, and then we'll hook on the toggle on that side. Then we still need to figure out how I want to put our focal on here. If I want to just, I'm thinking if I do this, if I do not find a bail that I want to use, that what we will do is just make two little wire wrapped pieces to go hook here, and then we will just double jump ring it one to the other. So we'll see. That may be what I decide to do. Right now we're going to work on getting the other end done. So we'll get another couple of pieces of wire out. To wrap these two up. Rory's feeling a little vocal.
Him and Finn are playing.
Ah. So let's get this wrapped up here. So up and around. Bring it down, bring it around. We're going to do 3 wraps, just like we did in the other ones, of course. And cut that little spot off. That's a little bit crooked, so we want to go back in there and straighten it some. There we go, that's better. Oops, don't want to drop those. Cut our loop off, the rest of our wire off right here. And we'll tuck that in. Now we'll put these 2 ends onto the ends of our necklace here, And then we will get some of the larger jump rings out and the top and our magnetic clasp, and we'll put it on. So let's put these little guys on here. So I'm just going to grab one and hook it onto the end of our, come on you. There we go. And the same with the other side. Okay, now we'll get a couple of our medium jump rings out, which are right here. Well, I said a couple, not four, but. And find where I put the little magnetic clasp at. It should be relatively close to here because it's underneath the green beads. Okay. So now we'll drop this out of its baggie and we'll just hook it up, one on either side of our necklace here. So we'll open up our medium jump rings, hook it onto the end of our bead strand here, and then one side of our toggle, or I should say our magnetic clasp. The wonderful thing about magnetic clasps, they want to grab you. So on this side now, and on the other side of our clasp. And close it up. So now the strand itself is done, and we're down to what do we want to do about our focal. So if we want, we can measure this right now, see how long we are with our clasp on to the bottom down here. We should be about, oh, we're 20 inches, so we're plenty good. That's plenty good. So what I'm going to do then, like I said, is now we have to decide what we want to do down here. Do we want to just do a little wrap on these guys and bring them to the either side, and then we can just hook it with jump rings, one on either side here for our focal? And that may be what we do. It actually doesn't sound like a bad idea, because I just want our beads to be hanging on there. So let's see how big this extra piece is that I accidentally cut off. Oh wow, it's a lot bigger than I need. So we'll just cut it in half. And if it weren't for the fact that it's not quite big enough to make something else out of, I would maybe not just cut it in half and we'd use something else. But what we're going to do here is, you know, we could hook it to a ring too. I think I have, yeah, I do. I have a really pretty bronze ring. That will work really nicely. I think that's what we'll do. We'll hook these little, we'll put these little green beads on, one on either side, like we would normally do. And then what we're going to do is I'll find that little brass ring. We'll hook the green beads to the brass ring and then the focal to the brass ring as well. And we'll make a little pendant sort of thing that way. So let's get this little guy going properly. Come on, tuck in. Go. Get our little green one on. You know, this piece of wire I cut in half might be big enough just to do both of them on here with this one piece, and I can set that other piece aside for something else some other time. So there's green bead number 1. Trim its extra wire off here and tuck this in. No, that's not big enough for, oops, don't go flying off here. That's not going to be big enough for the other side, so we'll just use this one. Excuse me. Okay, now we'll take some more of our Tinky Tots and hook these two little guys on the other ends of our necklace piece here. That's on the wrong side. Or something's wrong here, because this should be I see. Up here, I've got one of these in the wrong place. This should have been down there. Okay, we're gonna have to fix that. This was one thing we will need to fix, because we're going every other one, and this is not an every other one. So what we need to do is we'll take this baby back off here. And what needs to happen is we've got, see the toggle here, we've got two doubles right here, and this one should be down here. So what we need to do is we need to take one of these off. What I had done is I put these on backwards because I put the top at the bottom, so to speak, is what we did here accidentally. So we need to put the little green one on this side, right here. Close it up. Then we need to take this one and put this piece up here. Now it should be back to normal. So here's our toggle, and then we have the green, the green, the green, and now the little green. So now we need to put this little guy on the other side here. So now I need to find that bronze ring I was talking about. We'll hook the bronze ring down here, and then this one will hook to the bronze ring as well. So we'll have three things hooking to our bronze ring. Now I don't think, because I think my bronze ring is pretty thick, I think we will probably have to use the mediums for that. So we'll put 3 mediums out here, 3 and not a whole pile. And we're going to get our little tinky tots, the rest of them, put away in here. So now I'm going to find that little bronze ring, and we'll put the rest of this together. So I finally found my rings. I'd actually was going to transfer it to this ring because I couldn't find them. I finally found them. So now we will hook this ring onto here, and it'll look like so. So I've got some jump rings here, and I actually have them open. So we will just take one of them, go through our green stone here, and then through our ring, and close our rings up. Come on, get hold of it better. And we'll close this baby up. So there's one. Now we'll get the other side on. Okay, so now we'll put the second ring side on with this other jump ring onto our ring. And then the last thing we have to do is add our leaf down here at the bottom. So here we go. So put the leaf on, and then hook it onto our ring here. Come on, baby. And then close up. Now the ring doesn't seem to want to go on with the leaf. It will, but I just have to adjust it some. So there we go. Get this jump ring closed all the way. Wants to be a tad open. And there we go. Our necklace is finished. And you can see how that ring works on there. And up to the top. And that's something that I broke the other day. So here we go. Here's our necklace all finished. Isn't that pretty? So simple, but so delicate and pretty. There we go. So there we go. There's our necklace using our Leafy Landscape kit from Bargain Bead Box. It's got this magnetic clasp up here at the top. We put our leaf on with by using the ring, and have sort of a rosary chain effect on all our beads between our little leaf connectors. So it's actually pretty lightweight, pretty delicate. For what it is relatively delicate. Let's put it on, see how long it ends up being. There we are. That's what it looks like when it's on. It's rather pretty. Anyway, as I said, we've made this pretty little necklace using our Bargain Bead Box kit, Leafy Landscape. Come on, open back up. Had to get my finger in the little groove for the magnet. So this has been Roseburr in Rose's Garden, and I hope you enjoyed making this pretty little necklace with me. It's pretty simple. Like I say, just rosary chain kind of links, and hooked to our leaf links with our jasper, and every other one is the different kinds of green, and our leaf down there hanging from our little ring. Isn't that pretty? And then of course we used the magnetic clasp as our closure that was in our kit. Again, this is a Rose from Rose's Garden, and we've been using Bargain Bead Box's Leafy Landscape to make this necklace. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.